Hi guys, it's Lee Pemberton here and welcome to week 6, our Onboarding Masterclass. In today's masterclass, we're going to very much focus on onboarding your property onto the various platforms with regards to online travel agents, through to looking at your channel manager and making sure that you are ready to start to market towards guests. But just before we start, let's just recap on where we are. Week 6, I can't believe we're halfway through already. Week 6, we're part of a 12-week blueprint. It's what I call our high performance service accommodation hotel blueprint. I want to be able to take your business and help you accelerate to the next level. And so what we've covered over the previous 5 weeks so far is we initially looked at week 1 and we focused on your strategy, what you want to achieve from your business. This is your business, you're going to make this happen. Week 2, we then looked at research of the types of guests coming into your area. We talked about your location and the types of guests that would come into your area. And then we talked very specifically about the types of properties to place those guests into. We then moved on to week 3 and we looked very much focused on authority, your authority within the marketplace. If you're going to go out and start to acquire property, we needed to focus on your authority. We talked about creating your website, your business card, etc. So hopefully you're well up and running now. We then went on to week 4 and we focused on a masterclass that was dedicated to sourcing property, whether you're looking at purchasing property or whether you're looking at taking properties on through the rent-to-rent strategy, or you want to manage other people's properties for them. So purchasing, leasing, and managing properties was what we focused on in week 4. And I hope you got huge benefit from that. And then week 5, last week, we talked very much about the setup of the property. We talked about the setup in terms of making sure from the furnishings and the utilities and everything is in place. We talked about the ongoing property management, making sure that everything's in place for you, your cleaning team, your property management team, your maintenance team. You've got your power team in place. And then we talked about your company setup. And if you go back and have a look at week 5, if you haven't done already, I really encourage you to do that. I gave some really deep dive, I suppose in a way, kind of like advanced tax strategies. So that was all there for you. And I really hope that you've got great benefits so far. So now we're on week 6. This is quite a short masterclass, but it's a really important one that we get this right. So week 6 is about onboarding your property. So you now have your property, we've now got to get it onboarded. We've got to get it out there onto the platforms. The key platforms you need to get that property listed on is Booking.com. If you don't know this already, Booking.com is the biggest online travel agent that is out there. Airbnb are pretty much close behind, but Booking.com is the one that you need to get your property listed on initially. Now, it's not easy to do. It is a step-by-step process of going through once you register your property as a partner. And going through the various questions that they have. Now, I'm not going to go into the real specifics about setting up your property in this masterclass, but what I am going to share with you is that if you log into the Academy now, the Accelerator Academy, there is 2 specific workshops focused on Booking.com. And these cover 2 things. One, they cover the actual onboarding onto Booking.com, and it also talks very much about setting your property up and making sure you're using the Booking.com platform to market to your guests, to find guests for you. So I really do encourage you. I did it as part 1 and part 2 workshops. They are in the Accelerator Academy. I really recommend that you check those out because I think that they will give you huge value. I know working with current clients that they have seen a big increase in their revenue, in the bookings they've received from Booking.com by focusing in on those specific workshops that I've shared with you there. So yeah, do check those out. And then we talk about Airbnb. Now Airbnb, again, very simple platform to be able to list your property onto. You've got to make sure you've got good quality photos, you really complete the description and go through all the different stages that Airbnb asks you to do. You've got to get that to 100% and make sure that that is really good in place. These platforms work very much from a kind of like from an algorithm perspective. So the more quality, the better quality photos, the better quality description, things like that, is really going to help with the ranking of your property on those particular platforms. There's other platforms out there. I would recommend HomeAway. That's more, I'd say, more kind of leisure and more kind of dedicated more towards the summer. But it's worthwhile listing your property onto HomeAway. They have a number of affiliates that they're associated with as well. So your property will then kind of like be pushed out into this whole internet world through their different kind of like sister platforms and stuff they've got as well. They're the main ones that I would do. Booking.com, Airbnb, and HomeAway would be the ones that I would recommend to do. There are lots of others out there. In my experience, I haven't seen lots of bookings come from lots of these other platforms, but it may be something that you want to do. So you might just want to check those out. Now, you don't have to have what's called a channel manager initially if you've got like 1 or 2 properties and you're going to link them up onto Booking.com and Airbnb, because they have a bit of code that you can copy across and you can connect, and it will sync the calendars together. So you don't have to have what's called a channel manager. A channel manager is what sits there that you upload your properties into, and then it will then advertise your properties out to the different platforms. Okay, that's what a channel manager does. But if you're starting out, okay, I recommend don't worry about a channel manager to start with. Just link